somebody with their own authority that trying to run a motor company, right? So the 285 loads now become 205, 215. In 2022, fuel was still freaking 340, 380, 325. If you're lucky enough with the, I had gotten a couple fuel cards, you know, they would drop that to like 290, 295. Is that the popo? Nah, that ain't the popo. Okay. This is good. Hold on. Let's go at 0.5. I want y'all zooming all up on me. We got another banger out here for y'all, man. We got another banger out here for y'all, man. YouTube, I guess this is just a week of me putting y'all on my damn personal life, huh? This just that week, huh? This is just that week, huh, YouTube? Y'all about to find out everything, man. First and first, the damn Mitienda. And I know damn well the Migos didn't make it, but it is what it is. I've been sitting here for a while. I might just make another video and telling y'all how long I've been sitting here. But first and first, hold on. I just thought about something. I'll be right back. I'm going to just try to connect my Bluetooth on real quick. Like that way, we ain't got to be out here screaming or nothing. I'll be... All right. I'm gonna hurry up real quick because I got all the light on. I got all the lights on. I got all the light on, YouTube. So, first of all, 5-star, 5-component spaces. You know, one thing you gotta do is you gotta take time. You gotta take time to utilize you gotta take advantage to utilize your time, all right? This video is not to scare nobody, okay? This is not to scare nobody. You most likely will find better success than I did. You will probably have a better route to follow than I did. You will probably have a better mentor than I did. You will probably already be stepping into this learning from the errors of your first attempt. I didn't. So I want you to realize when I say this, this is not to scare nobody. But this is just for me to tell y'all my story. Y'all want to know what the story is? I'm about to tell y'all how having my own authority ruined my life. It ruined my financial life, y'all. Look at where we at. Look at where we at. Having my own authority ruined my life. Chapter 1. Chapter 1. Let's talk about ambition real quick before I go into the details on how Mr. State to State, Coast to Coast, how Mr. Oh, mama, there goes that man. How Mr. We don't get tired, we get money. Went from the pinnacle of trucking all the way down to where we are currently. Ambition. Ambition is a good thing to have, but sometimes we have to be able to control our ambition. We got to be able to control our ambition. Motivation. You take motivation, you mix that with ambition. It can get you far. It can get you far very fast, guys. But once again, if you don't know how to control motivation along with ambition, you're going to come crashing down hard. But here's the good thing about life. Here's the good thing about experience, right? You learn from it. You Hold on, guys. You learn from it. You reevaluate. And you try to figure out how to move on. If you're going to repeat the same thing again, this time you come back stronger with a route planning. You have a way to mitigate the original mistake so you don't repeat it again, okay? Ambition, motivation, and drive, the same category, okay? We are going to talk about the fall. We're going to talk about the rise and fall of Mr. Oh Mama, of Mr. State to State, Coast to Coast, see which brokers love pay the most. We're going to talk about the rise and fall of Mr. We don't get tired, we get money. So let's go. So just a brief history. I got in trucking in 2017, Swift Transport. Shout out to all of the big companies that gave the young bucks a chance. There's a lot of companies out there that are not going to give you any chance. Why? Because you ain't got no history. You ain't got nothing to prove. You haven't proven anything. So they took a chance on a young buck, a young stud, a hungry lion. You know, a man you can throw in the jungle butt naked, come back with a chinchilla coat. Bear claws and a wolf finger, 50 pounds heavier. That's me. To this day, I stand 10 toes down on that, okay? Swift gave me a chance. I came from busting tables, making about $200 a week to $600-800 a week. To you, that's no money. To me now, that's no money. But back then, that was a heck of a whole lot of money, okay? Swift gave me that opportunity. So 2017, I ran with them all the way to August of 2017. I said enough is enough. I slide through the oil field. I got my first taste of money in the oil field. 2017, that was a short stay, but that was where I got my first $2,000 check as a company driver. I went to Cthulhu, Texas as a company driver hauling water. Let's back up. Advice to all the new truckers. To anybody who might see this video. This is not a sympathy story. This is not a story. It is a story of failure in realism. Technically, I failed. Why? Because I'm still not running my own authority. But look at my story as a caution for you to realize that the great old story, the great old saying, Originated from Africa, went to China, from China on to North America. The grass is not always greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. Can I get an amen? All right, so let's get it. 2017, 2016, $200 a week, busting tables, shoulders were killing me, kissing ass for tips. We transitioned to Swift. I started getting $600-800. That's a come up. That's a $600 come up. I said, oh, this all I needed. I said, oh, this is all I needed. Oh yeah, we're in the money now. Boom. I went to the oilfield. I was like, oh, you telling me you can make $2,000 a week? Yeah, that was it. But that was a short stay in the oilfield. I came back. I left the oilfield 2017. I came back home in 2018. I found a company. Shout out to USDA, the bus. To this day, I owe them a whole lot of things. Out of Deer Park, Texas. That's when I started hauling pneumatic. First introduction to pneumatic. Oilfield, I was doing tanker. I came local. I was home every night or every other night with a Caucasian queen. You know, I was a new dad, so forth and so on. The money was good, but it wasn't no oilfield money. At USA, I think I was taking on anyone between 11 to about 1,300-1,400 a week. Like I said in the previous video, the Caucasian queen have never had to pay no bill. She'd never worked since we've been together for real. I've always handled everything. But even with that little money I was making with USA, I was home a little bit time. Our apartment, you know, light, water, I think they handle trash. I was still able to handle all that, and I started putting money aside once I got our oilfield money taste, right? I stayed with US, the bus, for a year and a half, right? Because I get in 2018, I left in 2019, but here's within a year and a half, off of $1,100 to $1,400 a week, I was able to save because I had a flexibility of 1 week to 2 weeks paycheck that I was able to put aside some money. Okay, now I got with USA in January of 2018. I left in August of 2019. So like I said, a little bit over a year and a half, I was able to save close to $20,000. Now to this day, some of you with that little amount of money are not going to be able to save that. It's not that it's impossible, but it's a matter of you guys didn't have discipline. But once I got that oilfield money, once I had that oilfield money, I wanted to keep chasing that money. I got shit all over my throat, guys, so you're going to have to excuse me. But once I chased that oilfield money, saw that oilfield money, I wanted to chase it. So when I got to the bus, I didn't really have the plan formulated in January of 2019. But March, June, I was like, okay. And then what really pulled the trigger was around July, August of 2018. Our work rate kind of slowed down a little bit, so now I'm seeing $800-900 instead of $1,100 to $1,400 a week take home. By the way, that was take home, not gross, take home. Company driver, W-2. So I said, okay, but I was already saving some money anyways, you know, because honestly, I wanted a house. I knew we just had one additional. We were living in a 2-bedroom apartment. A young buck in his 20s. I was okay, we got to do something now that I got this privilege. I've only had my CDL for less than 2 years at the time. I said I wanted to get a house, or at least wanted to either get a house or move to a bigger apartment with 3 bedrooms. That way, you know, whatever, we can get some room. The apartment at the time was like 900 square feet, right? It was decent, but it wasn't big enough to raise a kid in. It wasn't big enough definitely to multiply in. All the stuff we had at the house was pretty much taking over the whole spot. We had closets full. Anyways, I wanted to elevate, move on. Well, once August of 2018 came in, that check dropped from 11 to 14 to like 6 to 8,000, pretty much the Swift money. I was like, okay, we got to do something. I was already putting some money to the side. So I ran with them, stayed with them, putting money on the side. So when August of 2019 came, at this time, 2-3 months, just like you, I was already on YouTube. Every now and then on my way to Georgia, I stop at I forgot what the exit something, right when you're about to reach Mobile, Alabama. No, right there by Tallahassee. There's an exit, there's a pilot, and there's a flying jet by Tallahassee, Florida. That's why I would always pull over on that run, because I would take the catalyst from Deer Park, Texas, so out of Pogis, Georgia. Okay, it's just weird the way it is, because it would get me to go through Tallahassee, then I would take a route, and then off of I-10, the route will go like this, boom, pretty much backtrack back, but it was the straightest way I can do it. The first time I tried following the GPS, I ended up on a 2-lane road, no trucks, I damn near got stuck. So I started taking the direct route, right? And so that's how I was getting up. I would always pull over Tallahassee. I started talking to people, talking to people. And then stuff picked up a little bit in 2019. Save. Then eventually, by June, July, I had to make up my mind. I said, okay, so I'm leaving this company in 2019. What do I do? At that time, keep in mind, I was getting paid by the hour. But where the boss messed up at, they would never pay me overtime. They would not pay me overtime. It was straight pay, straight drive time. I was like, well, damn, they weren't even going by the on duty. It was just straight pay time, drive time. I said, okay. Once August hit, I'll be already tingling with the idea of bouncing, but I didn't want to go back OTR, because here's the thing: once you're local, you get used to the balance of family life, making some money, combine that together. I said, okay, so what's the next move? I can't go to a company driver and go back OTR. What's the next move? The next move would be the owner operator. So August came, I looked, I had about 20 grand saved up. Okay, 20,000. So I said, you know what, that's not bad. For a year and 8 months savings, making anywhere between $800 to $1,400 a week net, I was able to pull that off. I said, okay, so 20,000, and then I think I had a little bit of money from the oil field, so don't get it twisted. I didn't spend everything I had in the oil field when I came, but it wasn't much, because once again, Caucasian queen never works. I had to handle all the bills, expense for this and that, phone bill, blah, blah, blah. But I managed to save that amount of money. When August came, I went to Aero Truck sale, slapped down. I was not really paying attention to my credit until 2 months prior to that. So I did what I did, finesse here and there. I got my credit to 680. The rest is history. 20% down on a $108,000 truck. And when I did that, I did the paperwork. I was still with USA the bus, and I gave them my 2 weeks notice. I had given them my 2 weeks notice, right? Whew. I'm not trying to be emotional with this, but y'all got to understand, for me at the time, that was a come up. That was a drive, that was an ambition. That's why to this day I believe in myself, right? Even the way I'm at right now, I'm back to being a company driver. But one thing I never do is count myself out. Even right here where I'm at right now. 2 years prior to that, 2016, the end of 2016, few years prior to that, I was making $200 a week. I was a busboy. We were living with the Caucasian queen's grandparents' house. For 2 people in their 20s, I didn't really work when I was coming up. Why? Because my parents was all about school, go to college. I just got out of college. I came back doing the typical single, no girlfriend, no kids. Let's just say we were in the streets, but not like that. But we were doing what we got to do, this and that. No care in the world, right? So from elevating, stepping up to where we were at in 2018, I made my first $70,000 in 20. Was it 78? It was either 68, $70,000 that first year with USA the bus, right? I was getting $25 an hour. Boom, boom, boom. Like I said, check was good. We had some good time, rough time, or whatever. So I saved up $20,000. No, it was like $68,000 after taxes. I think I ended up collectively grossing about $58,000 or something like that. got to August. I look at how much I had in my bank account. It was around 20 racks. I went and did a down payment on the trucks. I gave the boss my 2 weeks notice. During that 2 weeks was when I actually had to think, okay, where am I going to take this truck? So I did the paperwork, but I left the truck at Arrows. Okay, because I was waiting for their side of the paperwork to go through. I had them fix the airbags, this and that, while I finished my 2 weeks notice, and they were cool with that because I didn't have nowhere to park the truck. Remember, we're living in an apartment complex at this time, and within that 2-3 weeks I researched, then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go to Landstar. Now keep in mind that the kid has been trucking for a little bit over 2.5 years by then. 2017 to August was Swift. From 2017 to January was in the oil field. From 18 to this part of 19 was with the boss, 1.5 years. So 2.5 years, I got into Landstar. I don't know how, I don't know, because based on all the research I was doing that made it sound like it was a fraternity company, this and that, things was looking good. So I got into Landstar. I ran. Y'all know, y'all seen the videos. If you're new to this channel, go to my old videos. The first time I touched $3,000 in 1 week. Oh man. Before I even go into all that, there's so much regrets that I have right now. It's not because, yeah, I regret the decisions I made. I'm just going to leave it at that. But the decision I didn't make. We went through that money, bro. You can relate. You yourself have made a whole lot of money in trucking. But if you were to turn around and ask yourself right now, man, oh man, where's that money at, right? I regret that. I regret my time at Landstar and not putting that money into something tangible that I can touch today like this. Love on. I regret not having a thing that I'll be like, you know what, this is what my kid's gonna have in the future because of what daddy did from more like September 2019 all the way to when I left Landstar. I don't have that. We went through the money. I've never been flashy. You can tell that. The money just went every direction. Every time you get money, go in all kinds of directions. So I regret that. Let's get back to the story. So I got the truck. I applied to Landstar. I got accepted. Bruh, I was so gangster with it. I didn't even have a bobtail insurance when I pulled up to Lancaster. Yeah, when I pull up to Lancaster, Dallas for the freaking orientation on Landstar. I didn't have no bobtail. I went straight from Arrow Truck Stop to Dallas, man. We got in. The rest is history. We ran, make a whole lot of money. The first time I touched $3,000 a week was at Landstar, and it just went up from there. During the COVID, we were looking at $3,000 to $7,000 a week. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh boy. From a man that came for $200 a week to touching $7,000 a week. I mean, in the peak in 2020, I would leave Jacksonville, Florida with a load I paid $8,000-$9,000, come back with $12,000 gross. But, bro, that's when officially I became state to state, coast to coast, seeing which brokers load pay the most, because that's what I was doing. We grind, and this is where the regret come in at. Where is all that money, Hamilton? Y'all may ask. I ain't got it. I don't have it. Continue with the story. If you want to know my journey through Landstar, I put people on. You probably one of those people that follow me to Landstar. It was full disclosure. I was showing the low boards, the money we were getting. I was putting people on the line. Some people acknowledged me once they get in. Some people just slide right in, took money, didn't say nothing. That's okay. That's not what this video about. Let's get to around by the end of 2021, we started seeing a shift, change, and the price of loads. The brokers started giving us the fingers, right? We grinded out, and then 2022 came and things just got terrible, y'all. Loads that were paying $3.80, $4 started paying you $2.30, $2.40. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? The money started changing. And then eventually I started getting the notion. I said, okay, 2017, you were a boss boy. Now you're here. My first year in Landstar, I probably made like 180 something. We all know how trucking go, man. But that's probably gross what I put on. The year after that, another 160, 200, whatever. I did all that. And then 2022, the shift started happening. I started seeing, like I said, load that were paying us $4, $3.85. I started paying $2.40, $2.50. And here is the needle that broke the camel's back, which I think I already expressed that in the previous video, is when this trajectory was going down like this, Landstar did not want to compromise with their drivers. They kept taking that 35%, kept taking that 35%, kept taking that 35%. We whine, bitch, and moan, they didn't care. And then I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna be taking a load for 230, 240, 260, and you're gonna take 65%, I mean, you're gonna take 35% of that, why can't I just get my own authority and keep all the money? Why can't I just get my own authority and keep all the money? And this is where, so right now I'm about to start a different journey of my life. But let me tell you one thing, all my mentors, everybody I've been around, everybody I'm studying, always say, it is important as fuck to have a mentor in your corner. I didn't have nobody like that. Oh, look at this one. How much money do you think that's paying, y'all? How much money do you think that's paying? Whoo, how much money? I know his ass ain't about to back where I'm at. How much money you think that's paying, y'all? Go ahead and post in the comment, let me know. But all these mentors, all these people I'm listening to, I advise it's important to have a mentor. I didn't have that in my corner. I didn't have somebody that said, you know what, I know this shit is bad right now, Hamilton, but stick it out. Nobody. So I started thinking about getting my own authority, so in January, most of y'all don't know this, but January 2022, I got my authority, but I stayed at Landstar like 4 or 5 months longer. So I was double dipping. I test run this, test run that while my authority aged, and then I had hired one of my friends to come and run the step deck under my company, so the company can age before I go in. So by the time I actually got into my company, Sideline Transport LLC, I had already, my authority was already about 6 months aged in. Now that's a hack. Don't copy me. Wait till the rest of the video. But if you want to copy me, that's what I did. I stayed with Landstar, activated my authority in January, let it age for 6 months, and then I went in. First of all, you know what? That's a whole different breakdown. I did everything I had to do to accumulate what I needed. Started running under my authority. Now let's get to the nitty-gritty of the damn video. I had X amount of money saved. Now, when I got under my authority, I left Landstar completely. I had to leave off the load board. Now, a lot of your super truckers, yo, CDL guru, oh yeah, you can get a direct shipper with 1 truck and a half trailer, 1 leg and a pony. Don't let it, no, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. You cannot get your own direct shipper contract with 1 truck. By all means, if there's somebody watching this video, you disagree, let me know. Because more than likely, you're full of shit, man. You cannot do that. You cannot do it. Because I tried. I had a step deck. I had a paid for drive van. I had Genesis. I had all that. I could not land in direct shipper. So I had to stay at the mercy of the load board, right? I went through the typical brokerage that go in with no Vaseline on the new authority. I did with them, and then I was able to create, after about 8 months, I was able to create a good bond with C.H. Robinson, and I primarily just started running for C.H. Robinson. But that was killing me. Yeah, I felt the pain like 2 months in. It was killing me because the rate didn't get better. It just kept going down. So at Landstar, the load I was complaining about paying $285 on the low board, that thing was like $205, $215. Okay, now keep in mind, I had just forfeited all the assistance available to me through Landstar. Few discounts. Possibility of them helping me pay for my tires and they recoup their money later on future settlement. If anything major drastic happen, they will help me pay for that to take it off my future settlement. I gave all that up. I put 100% of responsibility on my shoulders. As somebody with their own authority that's trying to run a motor company, right? So the 285 loads now become 205, 215. In 2022, fuel was still freaking 340, 380, 325. If you're lucky enough with that, I had gotten a couple fuel cards, you know, they would drop that to like 290, 295. And I'm taking this load for 215. It's not that I wanted to take this load for 215. It's just when you look on the load boards, the load that were paying $3 didn't want to F with my authority. Why? Because even though we already got 6 months in, we're not a year or 2 years old. We haven't established ourselves in the trenches in these streets for them to know we're credible. That's what you're gonna have to do with. That's what I'm gonna have to do with. I thug it out. August 2022 came, still thugging. Was I making any money? Hell no. Because at that time, after about 3 months in, once I went full in, I started realizing that the good paying jobs didn't really want to F with me because I wasn't a year or 2 years old. Some of the good paying job wanted you to have a certain amount of coverage on your company. So I elevated my stuff from 1 million to 2 million. First I started, when I was just aging it, I did the basic 750, right? So my boy was running that under 750. I moved to 2 million. Now I'm paying $4,000. Yeah. I know people already made videos about me, how that was stupid, blah, blah, blah. But I'm telling you my story, that's what happened. Now I started paying $4,000 a month for $2 million coverage on my company. Okay? $4,000 a month. I did that for 2 years. 2 years. That's $48,000 a year for some of y'all who might not good with math. What's that? $94,000 in 2 years. I do all that, still running like I ran our Landstar, out there 3, 4, 5 weeks at a time, bring it home 1,500, 2,000, if that. And then as soon as I get that, the next week cycle start, I was doing 600-700 miles a day to keep this thing afloat, y'all. The whole time I was going through my savings that I had already saved when I was with Landstar. Going through the savings of the money I had from that hard working situation. I went through it, and then 2022 got over with. Sometime in 2023, I started digging into the credit cards. I'm going to tell y'all the way it is right now. That's why my next step. I'm going to tell you one good thing that came out of 2022. But I started digging into my credit card in 2023. And then eventually I had made a previous video that said what happened to Genesis, which I'm going to, make that public probably tomorrow, 2 days from now. So 2023, I had picked up a load from Florida going to somewhere in Alabama. I forgot what city in Alabama. And then I had stopped. There's a Loves and a TA right there out on the outskirts of Jacksonville on 19. I pull in to get some gas. Right when I reached that stoplight, I step on my brake. We stopped. Everything was good. But as I was trying to roll, the brake didn't want to release. But I finally forced it to release. We went. Long story short, the problem was the airbag was no longer filling up. I started hearing a coming from under my driver's seat. That position right there, folks. Coming from under that area right there. I was able to crawl to Loves. I stopped. First the mechanic stopped thought it was the compressor. Removed the hose. Compressor was doing what it was doing. Long story short, the hose that go from the compressor all the way under the truck to the air dryer had cracked. They wanted $4,000. And I want you to hear me. This is a guy that had his own authority. A guy that thought that the grass was greener on this side. I did not have $4,000. I didn't have nobody to lean on. Okay, I had already damn near mixed up my credit card. Prior to that, I had access to over $50,000 in this. I still got the same wallet. Over $50,000 in this wallet in credit cards. Because, you know, with Landstar, man, I had already paid off all personal things, this and that. I was transflowing this and that, boom, boom, boom. I would put $3,000, $4,000 in credit cards if I owe anything, because every now and then, maybe a week, I may have to, like, Western Union, the Caucasian Queen, $500, $1,000, this and that, boom, boom, but I would put that right back. Even when the rates got bad at Landstar, right? But now, thinking the grass was greener with my own authority, I went through my savings, and I started tapping into the credit cards. It got so bad, I was using my platinum to get fuel. Nobody's gonna tell you this. Your favorite YouTuber just not gonna post no damn video, because he don't want to look like a failure. But the thing is, this is life. If I don't tell you, how you're gonna learn from me? Or how you gonna have a blueprint to follow or not to follow? If anything, just learn not to do what the hell I did. That's why I'm making these videos, man. That's why I started this channel, to encourage you to get into trucking. When trucking was good, when it's bad, I'll tell y'all how it is. I started tapping into my credit card for fuel. When that incident happened, they said it's the compressor. It wasn't the compressor. We figured out like a day later, I freaking love, after like a shift change. Once we actually found out what was wrong with it, I got the estimate $4,000. I didn't have the $4,000. I did not have the $4,000. Because I was literally running my authority for my overhead. I'm gonna get a lot of criticism for this video. Oh, you weren't smart enough. Oh, yeah, this is the problem with you. You didn't know what you were. Why you paid $4,000? I paid $4,000 a month because I didn't want to miss out on any decent paying loads. There are brokers out there, customers out there that are not gonna give you a load if you, based on your coverage that you have. I wanted to have everything covered, and the plan was originally, eventually I was going to transition into hauling tankers, because I've had tankers, hazmat, triple double, all that in my endorsement for years. I haven't used one except for when I was in the oil field. Even right now, when I was pulling pneumatic tanker, oil field tanker, the secret is you don't need hazmat to haul what I'm doing right now in the oil field. You don't need it, because we're not hauling hazmat product. We're not hauling hazmat product. So that was where I was going to head eventually, hoping if the grass really was greener on the side. After that episode in Florida, I call it quit, y'all. I call it quit. I came home, stayed home with the family for like a month or two. I found another job. Being a company driver, we started back from square one. Motivation and ambition, man, that can get you forward. That can take you, it can get you far up, it can bring you far down. I'm telling you this because also we as men have a hard time giving up on plans. We have a hard time when to tap out, because we are men. We don't want to look like failures. We don't want to look like we give up. But honestly, I should have given up that authority at the end of 2022. After 1 year of my authority, I should have given that up, because 2020, the trajectory was looking good, but everybody does it. I did it. We were hoping on that string of hope that things was going to turn around, rates was going to get better. Meanwhile, the overhead didn't change. Insurance didn't give a damn what I had to do. IFTA didn't give a damn what I had to do. Fuel prices didn't give a damn what I was hoping for. Oh yeah, we were spending about $3,000 to $3,500 a week on fuel. When it was all said and done, I was taking home $1,500, maybe $2,000. And I was at the mercy of a breakdown. The mercy of a freaking breakdown, y'all. I parked the truck, became a company driver, because I still got a family to feed. I still got to take care of my family, right? And we're here. We're here, you two. We're here. I'm not too prideful to say it. I'm not too prideful to say I failed. I'm not too prideful to say I tried, but I just didn't make it. So that's why some of y'all have talked to me about becoming an owner-operator. Some of y'all have talked to me about getting your own authority. I'm always going to tell you the grass is not always greener on the other side. Take your time. Evaluate. Okay, ask yourself a simple question. Does the reward outweigh the risk? Anybody can come out here and tell you, oh yeah, at this company, man, I'm taking home $3,000 a week, blah. But you're a company driver, bro. You got no damn overhead. You ain't got no overhead as a company driver. You can go, you can get your truck, finance a truck, get stuck in a truck payment, right? Risk having to worry about repairs so you can make $3,000. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. But does the reward outweigh the risk? For me right now, if just ask everybody that have come at me for advice about becoming, don't do it. No, right now, bro. No, definitely don't get your own damn authority. Look, I regret leaving Landstar. I regret leaving Landstar. Because even though when things were bad, if I would have stuck it out like a friend of mine did, he's still there. I could have just done enough. I could have done 2-3 loads a month to cover the bills, to make sure Landstar know I'm still in the system, and just spend a whole lot of freaking time with my family. I could have done 2, 3, 4 loads a month, bring home $2,000 that month, or whatever the hell it was, spend a whole lot of time with my family, and just write it out. Do the bare freaking minimum I could have done. And I would have probably still had money in the savings. I wouldn't have destroyed my credit. And I would have been all right. I would have still been there today. Back to the credit card. When I called it quit, I was $23,000 in debt on my Amex. Yeah, go ahead and make fun video about it. I know y'all gonna see this video because one thing we love on YouTube is negative press, right? Y'all, people that usually don't click on none of my videos are gonna click on this video because they want to know how somebody failed. That's just how it is. It's okay. Welcome to the channel. While you're here, go ahead and press like. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and comment, man. I appreciate it. I'm just telling you my story. I went from a surplus individual making over 6 figures to where I'm at today, $23,000. Well, technically, I'm like more like $27,000 in debt. Here's the thing about this credit card. Once they see you putting in and you're not paying like you usually do, they cut it off. So thank the good Lord. Thank the good Lord they cut my shit off at $23,000 because I could have probably spent more money on that when I was home. I had this money enough to quit when I had about 3-4 grand. I'm like, you know what? I'm not spending this money on this truck. I'm a parker. Yes, and I got rid of. Go watch the other video. You'll find out what happened to Genesis. So that's my story, y'all. If right now, I would encourage you, if you're owner operator, you're thinking about getting your own authority. If you're with a decent company that getting you to take home $3,000-$4,000 a week net, stay there, bro. Your authority definitely in this market is not it. Or it's human nature. When you tell them don't do something, they're gonna do it. Take your due diligence, bro. Study the major load boards you're gonna have to deal with. Because I don't give a damn what your favorite YouTube truck will tell you. You ain't gonna land no damn ship or contract with one truck. Not even with 2 trucks. It's not gonna happen. So study the load board. Study 1, 2, 3 load board. Study truckstop.com. Study DAT low board. Study all that. Study everything you got to study, make that decision, bro. But if you come into the dark skin done data, if you're going to ask Hamilton, if you're going to ask Mr. State to state, coast to coast, I'm going to tell you, hell no, don't do it. Don't even become an owner-operator. But if you're already an owner-operator, stay with the company you are with, because that company gives you a shoulder to lean on. That company has an umbrella you can hide under. If anything drastic happens, I'm pretty sure they can help you fix it, and they get their money in the back end. They're giving you hella fuel discount. Right now, your insurance is probably $1,000 a month running with them. Take that, bro. Stay, be content. Once everything changed, then you can make your move accordingly. Don't do stupid. Don't be stupid, man. Grass is not green on this side. Having your own authority right now is not it. There's a time and place for everything, right? Maybe after, next month, a year from now, we see a shift, on the logistics side of trucking, then maybe go ahead and get your authority. Or if you're one of them lucky few whose uncle is the logistic manager at the warehouse and he's willing to give you a lane, by all means go. Some of us ain't got an uncle like that. We don't have an uncle who's the logistic manager at a big ass warehouse that willing to give us a lane. Don't be stupid. Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for the temptation of you're going to make more money with your own authority because you're going to be able to get all these contracts with one freaking truck. It's not going to happen. I'm going to preach that to the day I die. I've been preaching this since last year. You will not get a direct contract from a shipper with one truck. It's not happening. What will happen, you might find a broker that want to work with you and they will give you one of their lanes. That's not the same thing as a direct contract. That can happen. You can find a broker that says, look, I'll give you this lane. If you can do it, let's say from Houston to freaking Baton Rouge, Louisiana, do 2 loads a day or 2 days, 2 loads a week, you can have that as long as you can keep it up. But as far as a shipper, it's never going to happen, y'all. That's it. That's all I got to say. That is how having my own authority ruined my life. It took all my money, my savings. It left me in $28,000 in debt. It got my fine, sexy black ass back to be a truck driver. Company truck driver. Sitting my black ass out here in the oil field in the truck. Making 25% of every load I deliver. So you be the judge. I just want to be very, very clear with y'all. There's nothing to hide out here, man. Full exposure. Judge me. Comment what you gotta comment. If you feel like you could have done it different, let me know. Comment, man. But that's it. As usual, man. The baddest man in the land. Oh, mama! There goes that man. YouTube. My videos are real. My videos are raw. My videos are authentic. You can't talk trucking without putting Chasing Mr. Hamilton in it.